Who are red pill gurus? Is Jordan Peterson the biggest one, or guys like Myron from Fresh and Fit podcast with millions of young followers should be called the new red pill gurus? What is common between this conservative university professor who has been married to his wife for over 30 years and this young man which either is working out in a gym or is surrounded by half-naked ladies? Many young men see both Dr. Peterson and Myron as red pill gurus, since both are giving them insight and are shaping their understanding of the most complex, baffling, and still interesting subject in the world: women. The phrase red pill gurus is derived from the concept of red pill from the popular sci-fi movie The Matrix, released in 1999. In this film, the central character is offered a choice between a red pill and a blue pill. The red pill symbolizes embracing the truth, no matter how challenging or uncomfortable it may be, while the blue pill represents remaining ignorant and continuing to live in a comforting illusion. Today and on social media, red pill gurus refer to individuals or groups who claim to have deep insight or knowledge about controversial or hidden truths in various aspects of the life. How come YouTube algorithm suggests Jordan Peterson's videos to the fans of Fresh and Fit podcast and vice versa? Jordan Peterson, a Canadian psychologist and professor, gained significant popularity for his views on gender inequality and masculinity. He has spoken about the importance of personal responsibility, traditional gender roles, and the challenges men face in modern society. Then we have Myron Gaines, who is the host of the Fresh and Fit podcast that focuses on dating, relationships, and self-improvement topics from a male perspective. Their show gained popularity for its provocative discussions, debates, and interactions with guests and audience members. On the podcast, Myron often offers advice to men on improving their dating lives, becoming more confident, and understanding female psychology. So it seems that actually the only thing these two guys have in common is that they both have strong opinions about male-female dynamics, both criticize feminism, and offer life lessons to men to empower them. But the difference between their ideology, their intellectual level, is wider than the current income gap between the rich and the poor in the US. Jordan Peterson has been critical of certain aspects of modern feminism. He argues that some forms of feminism, particularly what he calls radical or postmodern feminism, advocate for equality of outcome rather than equality of opportunity. Peterson suggests that these ideologies may undermine individual freedom and personal responsibility. However, Peterson has also stated that he supports the goals of classical feminism, which seeks equality of opportunity and aims to address historical and systemic gender inequalities.
My idea of the patriarchy, which is a system of male dominance of society.
Yeah, but that's not my sense of the patriarchy.
So what's yours?
Well, in what sense is our society male-dominated?
The fact that the vast majority of wealth is owned by men, the vast majority of capital is owned by men. Women do more unpaid labour.
A very tiny proportion of men, and a huge proportion of people who are seriously disaffected are men. Most people in prison are men. Most victims of violent crime are men. Most people who die in wars are men. People who do worse in school are men. It's like, where's the dominance here precisely? What you're doing is you're taking a tiny substrata of hyper-successful men and using that to represent the entire structure of Western society. There's nothing about that that's vaguely appropriate.
On the other hand, Myron's topics primarily revolve around the dating dynamics, how men should avoid simping, and normally never explore the broader societal issues related to feminism or gender equality.
The average American is broke, fat, and doesn't know what the hell's going on in life. And the problem is that, see, that works if you're a woman, right? If you're a chick, someone will come and swoop you up off your feet, even if you're 300 pounds. But either way, you might get swept up. But as a man, you can't afford to be mediocre and incompetent. As a woman, you can be. So what I'm saying is like that mind-numbing, stupid content, that's okay for girls to be on TikTok all day doing that. But you can't afford to do that as a man. True. You really have to have your stuff together because no one's going to come and save you as a man.
You really don't need to watch so many clips of each to know the difference between their intellectual abilities. Past history has proven that having any type of guru and following them blindfolded in general is not a great idea. But between Jordan and this clown, at least listening to Dr. Peterson does make more sense. Because his ideas are based on a combination of various factors, including his background as a clinical psychologist, his extensive research in psychology and philosophy, and his interpretation of societal and cultural trends. His views are influenced by a range of thinkers and philosophical traditions.
Men and women tend to have their own sex-typed temperaments. So women are, on average, higher in negative emotion and higher in agreeableness. And then there are minor distinctions with the rest of the traits, which I won't go into now because they're much smaller. But on average, women are more agreeable. They're more self-sacrificing in relationship to others, which goes along with their propensity to care for infants, because you have to do that when you care for infants. And they're more threat and negative emotion sensitive. And that might be because, well, you could argue that the world is actually objectively more dangerous for women because they're vulnerable on the sexual front and because they're smaller physically, but also that the world needs to be reacted to some degree as if it's a more threatening place because women are charged with the primary care of infants and infants are very vulnerable.
Myron Gaines' ideas, on the other hand, appears to be based on a combination of personal experiences, observations, and insight gained from interacting with others in the dating and relationship arena.
So, what would you do if I was going on holiday every other month?
You'd be single.
Really?
Are we going together? Or you going by yourself? Sometimes. Oh no, you'd be single.
What would you do if I couldn't cook?
You'd be single.
Can you cook?
That's irrelevant.
No. Can you cook though?
I mean, can you fight? Let's ask pointless questions.
How is that a pointless question? I'm trying to get to know you.
Because that's your job.
What's my job?
To make sandwiches.
Did he actually just say, my job is to make sandwiches?
How am I going to fight off the intruders if you don't make sandwiches? I need sustenance.
You're a dick.
Another gauge, if you still don't know which one is a real red pill guru and is more solid, is looking at who are they debating with, who are their intellectual counterparts. Jordan Peterson has debated with some of the greatest minds on the liberal side, while in Fresh and Fit podcast, hosts normally debate with random girls that by accepting to go to their show wearing those revealing outfits have reduced themselves to sex objects even before the debate starts. Hey, thanks for watching. We hope you enjoyed learning about American pop culture with us. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more fun and informative videos. We'll see you in our next video. Meanwhile, to test whether you have got the meaning right or not, comment with an example using the phrase you just learned. Also, if you think this phrase have a different meaning, please share it with us and your community in the comment box.